Giant TV, empowering you.
Empowering you indeed. It's another cool one, another cool Wednesday from Mbarara here. In case you're watching us from different places, you've got to know that we're back here in Mbarara. In case you're planning to come around, then you will need to consider having either a raincoat, umbrella, something like that. It's a cool evening over here. Sankara Beruhanga, I am back. The show is Let's Talk. We always here 5 p.m. Wednesday, and you know, bringing different people to talk about different things, and it's always something that you must actually watch. Today we have a very special guest that you're about to be watching in a few seconds, but before that we're going to have this short one. When we come back, I introduce you to our guest tonight.
Abahinji n'abarisa mwahirwa. Kana Safaris Limited ahansi y'entebekanisa yabo owitu ninkore bakuretera ekijaguzo ekyo by'obulambuzi bw'obuhingi n'oburisa Agro-Tourism Festival ekitaka abahoga omuri Rwenjeru izooba nikija kuba kiri aha Rwenjeru Demonstration Farm omuri Biharwe Mbarara ebiro bitano okwi11 omwaka ogu nyaburo taferwa okurambura okwereka ebyoyine nare byori kukora okwegesibwa n'ebindi bingi okumanya biri kukiraho tera.
Did you know that the Ankole cattle breed actually started here in the land, and internationally it's actually recognized as one of those breeds that are going to be resistant to we're talking about all these other diseases that cattle might actually face. Now such stories, such content, such surprising facts about the land in Ankole, and specifically in the farming side of it. We're talking about animal side and then crop side. Such stories are actually nowhere. No one is telling these stories. No one is actually earning from this yet from the region. Concepts of agritourism came because we want such stories to get to the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the guest we have tonight, Mr. Devin, you're welcome on the show. You could actually introduce yourself, say hi to this viewer here, and we start from that.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Itaji Devin, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Kana Safaris Limited, and I'm also the project lead of it in Nkole project. And the whole project mainly focuses on strengthening the role of communities in the tourism business ecosystem to boost domestic tourism and develop agriculture as a tourism product. So when I talk about Kana Safaris Limited, it's the travel company that is undertaking this project, and we're undertaking the project with the Mbarara District local government. So Kana Safaris is a travel company located here in Mbarara District, and we do a bit of these travel and tours that you want for any times you want to book with your family. It could be maybe couples, it could be a group. You want to go somewhere around Uganda or maybe East Africa, we can package for you. So thank you, that's what we do. Wow,
thank you very much. He said all those within 2 minutes, and that's what I call power of pitching. We are so glad to have you around. I started up with an insight of Ankole cattle breed, trying to bring in, agritourism kind of something that, is missing in the region. I understand that Kana Safaris Limited, just like you summarized for us, you guys are into tourism, and you've organized a number of tour events and here and there. I don't know where to start from, but if you have something else that you may want the world to know about you, it is the only chance you have to mention it. Then we can actually roll into agritourism. In case you have something else, you think there is something else you left out that you may want us to know about you more.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes.
Well, part of what we do, on the other hand, is offering trainings when it comes to the company, Kana Safaris Limited. We do offer training programs to young people, or mostly even doing our internship programs. If you're a student out there and you're looking for your next place to do internship from, we can offer you an internship placement. And still part of the company is some other products that we're dealing in terms of innovations. We are building some of the other ecosystems that are going to play around the market very well. And these are new packages that we're going to be offering out. If you are a tourist out there,
yes,
you should be able to look out for our next tour packages next year as we begin in January. We are launching off new products in January, so stay tuned in. You can keep watching, and you keep also visiting our website. You look at those new products we're offering.
Okay, thank you very much, Ndugu Devin over there. We could maybe start it off with you painting for us a picture how the region or Ankole, or specifically maybe you could reduce it to Mbarara. How are we, uptaking? How are we adapting to the tourism kind of talk? Are people embracing tourism here yet?
Actually, when it comes to tourism,
yes,
in the region, Ankole region has a lot to offer to tourists, but largely the problem we're facing is that there is low direct impact or low direct benefits to these other local communities, and tourism as a service, it is a bit challenging in this side in Ankole region. Not because we are lacking these different tourism sites. We have them, because when you look at Ankole region,
yes,
the better part of it is that most of these, when you talk about cultural tourism, most of the sites in Ankole region, they are not in a 45-meter range, 45-minute meter range. You'll find out they're a bit far, and when they are far, then it creates an opportunity for long days within the region, which means if a tourist visits Ankole region and would like to visit all these places, that means that it will take him a lot more than a day to reach out to them, because they're a bit far. So Ankole region, and as well it is strategically located.
Yes,
because every time we are having tourists to pick from the airport, we will have to move through Ankole region to get to the other part of the country. So in terms of location, Ankole region is a bit blessed. It's located very well, but the only challenge we're having is that this is used as a route more often. When we're having tourists, they just pass through this region as a route. And when we talk about Ankole, it's not one district. People have a mindset that Ankole is general Mbarara district. But when you talk about Ankole, we're talking about 13 districts in general. All those 13 districts have what to offer to tourists. All of those 13 districts have different cultures. They have people. And as we know that Ankole, yes, it's the land of Banyankole people. So when we talk about in terms of tourism, this side, the only challenge we're having, like I said, it is the lack of direct benefit. And that's why we are coming in to introduce this kind of benefit to the local people. Why? We want to ensure the only way people can adapt to this tourism is when they're actually benefiting from it and still contribute towards climate change. So we are trying to look at agri-tourism as a driver for climate change.
Agri-tourism as a driver for climate change, and that's how we dive into agri-tourism. Just in case you just joined us, call on a friend, share this link, and the talk has actually just started. Agri-tourism, how would you define that in your words?
Well, the way I would define agri-tourism, it's practically an experience that you'd have on a farm setting. And it involves a bit of education, it's educative, and also entertainment. So it's that experience that you have. Tourism is largely about experiences. But now we are looking at different farms setting up in a different way, kind of a demonstration way, to offer different activities, just not only one, and to provide also that practice to allow the tourists have a hands-on skill, hands-on practice into the whole farm, and still provide the education to someone who has come onto your farm. Maybe he doesn't know anything about this plant that you're having on your farm. It could be beans, it could be whatever you're having on your farm. Recently, in these years that we're in, you find that a lot of young people don't even know where some of these things where they come from, mostly when it comes to food. So giving a chance to people to even see where it all comes from, and giving them a chance to also get that practice as well, because now we are entering more into civilization. Yes. And we are lacking skills in even milking, because of this modern technology we're coming on. But still, we are saying, can't we have a way to preserve this? Can't we have someone come on the farm, do some simple activities get part of that education to know where this plant comes from, what is its importance to your body, all that, and still it involves entertainment. We want people to as well be entertained as they are doing that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We had folk songs in our days that depicted how we are going to harvest and, you know, make alcohol and, you know, jerry make and all that. Of course, depicting what our, you know, our forefathers used to actually do. Concepts like granaries, evitara, quite nowhere. I've seen recently on WhatsApp status a kid. Okay, I don't know even how to call it. Oksoburo. The kid was actually Oksoburo, and using our, you know, the stone kind of version. And the person was actually tagging some people. What is this kid doing? I doubt actually if these young girls were able to tell what the kid was actually doing. Quite a number of them, though I don't know whether agri-tourism actually stretches to that point. For instance, harvest, you know, processes. If someone is wants you know, travel from Kampala and come and see, you know, different harvest kind of techniques, we get to that stage. Where does it stretch? Where do we stop? What activities are actually involved in agri-tourism? I understand, yes.
So when you talk about agri-tourism, it's an entire value chain. So the whole value chain, it involves right out from the farm. We can give an example of, maybe we look at milk.
Yes.
Someone can go to the farm, get an experience of how to milk a cow. But on top of milking, you'd want to know how is this milk turned into yogurt that you find in your refrigerator.
Yes.
That one itself is part of tourism. You can decide to look at when milk is, you milk the cow. After milking, how is it processed? You can go ahead and visit these agro-processing industry units. You look at how milk is processed and how it is turned into yogurt up to the selling point. As long as you're learning, as long as you're getting the experience and it's entertained, then that's the agri-tourism that we're talking about. Agri-tourism, the two sectors were a bit merged, agriculture and tourism,
yes,
to provide a lot more of tourist offerings to Uganda, because when you look around, Uganda has what we have to offer to tourists. Usually it has always been the wildlife. But then that gives us another question, that what if it's not the wildlife? Then what else do we have to offer? That's how agri-tourism comes into existence. So it's an entire value chain. We're talking about the demonstration farms, the agro-processing units, the extension workers.
We have those places here in Ankole, for instance.
We're talking about also the culture. The culture as well is involved. If you're a tourist and you've booked a package for agri-tourism on a night, what do we expect on your trip at that very night? You should be able to experience different cultural groups come and, you know, they show you all these cultural dances. On a campfire, for example, you get stories. So they tell you these different folk tales that we used to have back in the days. And it gives you that, you know, that experience that you've been missing out more often.
Yes. Wow, the experience that you've been missing out. I've seen concepts like farm breakfast, where you gather on a farm, you know, you're going to roast something, and, you know, you're having quite fresh product right on the farm, and that's the experience Mr. Devin is actually talking about. Now we're going to have this short one. When we come back, please, you don't have to actually miss out what more needs to be out of this gentleman, please.
Canine Safaris Limited, under the project Away to Ninkore, has organized the region's first agri-tourism festival. This will be at Rwenjeru Demonstration Farm on the 5th of November 2022. Come for farm tour, exhibitions, workshop, and lots of fun. To attend or exhibit, call.
Yes, thank you very much. I would want to say congratulations to each one of you who made it to Seed Replicator program. It's been some of, you know, program that we've been promoting here. I remember Simon when we hosted him. Those are the reasons why such shows actually exist. We have several of our comrades that are going to be, you know, taking part in this workshop, and they're going to be winning themselves 1,000 euros That's what always makes us, you know, very, very special. Now, today or tonight, we are hosting Mr. Devin Itaji, who is actually the CEO, founder, Canine Safaris Limited, a tourism company here in Mbarara, and they're organizing something very, very beautiful that you don't have to miss. Let's dive into that actually. What is coming?
And the current event that we're now launching out is what we
let's
want
dive
to
into
dig
that.
in deeper. So that is now Agro-Tourism
Festival.
The festival we're doing this very November. We want to now identify the farmers. You know, we talked about product development, that we want to have these farms, all of them incorporated in the trail. But to do that, we must identify them. We must identify and look at also the capacities, because we cannot incorporate a farm that we don't know. We have to be aware of the location, number one, because when we talk about a trail, it's a route. That means if I don't know where your farm is located, then it's going to become a bit difficult for me to develop the trail. So now the other element is creating awareness for the service niche, agro-tourism that we're building. People have to be aware of it. I think now when you look at generally the market, people at least have started to get a bit of insight into agro-tourism, because nobody has done this before. We are bringing it up. It's something new. It's a festival we want to launch off the 2022 base. Every year it has to be conducted, and we're looking at also scaling the festival. It doesn't have to be largely one day. We want it to be very many days. So for this very one, like I said, we want to first identify agro-tourism service providers. We create awareness for the agro-tourism as a service niche. Then we increase the off-season business for the local farmers. You know, you're a farmer out there, you have produce every year, but the produce you're having is seasonal. Okay. So we want to now remove those seasonalities. We want to ensure providing you with the off-season business. It should not only
earning is continuous. You're farming as a business. Okay, let's get back to the event now. I understand it's going to be at Rwenjeru. What could be a few more other details about the event?
So the event, why we are even positioning it at Rwenjeru, it's because that we want to now, when we talked about increasing the off-season business for the farmers, it wouldn't be a good idea of taking the event in town. So it would mean that the event has to be on a farm, because we want to develop a bit of collective marketing for those particular farms. These people that are going to come on that very event are going to be aware of Rwenjeru Demonstration Farm. Next year, it should be another host, not Rwenjeru. If we are going to scale up, then Kale, can we have Rwenjeru? Can we have maybe any other farm incorporated in? We have the festival prepared on maybe 4 farms or 3 farms, because we want to increase the off-season business. So it means that these other farmers, the event wanted to be a bit rotation on all those farms. People get aware of this farm the very time we do the festival there. If you know, if someone was not aware of them of Rwenjeru Agro-Tourism Farm, I think as we speak, they are aware about the farm, because now we're trying to develop that collective marketing. So still on the event, we want to have also those exhibitions. The intention of the exhibition is that we want to now look at what the different farms are providing in terms of their value propositions. We want to know what are those unique elements on each farm. We can only know that through the exhibitions. I believe most farmers who are out there, who are dealing maybe in, it could be value addition, would want to look at those products. If we're going to bring a tourist and it's a whole trail that we've developed and the whole package that we have offered it to a tourist should be able to go back with something home. Something to remember that, you know, I got this from Rwenjeru Farm. I got this maybe art craft from Rwenjeru Farm. That's why we want to look at all those products that they're doing. Then the other thing is that we're having a workshop on that very day. The workshop is there for creating awareness and also building the capacities and skills. The target people where we want is the guides. We want to have guides on that very day, because we're bringing up a new service, then it needs the new skills. We want to have 2 operators who are going to be packaging for agro-tourism. A tour operator will run a package where what he knows, and the only way to know is when we bring him on the site and we make him understand what we're going to do. So we are actually pleased to be a member of Young Uganda Tour Operators Association in Kampala, and we are having the chairperson is going to come. We want to now initiate it also into the young people. You know, want them to develop these different products. It should not be the same old packages that you're offering to your tourists every year. want to look at different packages for tourists.
Okay, wow, quite a number of beautiful things that you don't want to miss out on the event. Are we paying anything like that? Yes.
Yes.
Let's break it
So
down.
when we talk about the event, you do understand if it's a farm, the locality of the farm is that it may not easily allow you to even move out, go back in town and get the meals. We want to ensure that when you're on that farm, you're provided with the meals. So on the very charge that we're going to offer out, the fee, which is we had put it at 80,000. 80,000 was inclusive of your meals, your farm tour, your entrances, all that was in that very package. And right now there's a promotion ongoing. Whoever books between this week is actually getting a discount up to 50,000. If you're booking between this week, you only pay 50,000. You're not paying 80, you're paying 50 to have that, to be on that very day. So also, when it comes to the people who want to exhibit, those different farmers, if you're having your different products, you want people to be aware of those different products. You're charged 150,000 because you're going to find their stall, you're going to find their tent, the seat, the table, the meals, the entrances, the tour, all that will be covered on that very fee. So also still there's a discount for the farmers only for this week. The event is happening on Saturday and the promotion is stopping on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So if you would want to book, then automatically we expect you to book between that time frame. At least we want to ensure we are covering a good number. In terms of beneficiaries, we want to reach out to the direct farmer who is out there. So you only charged 130 as opposed from 150 to now 130. That's the charge we're giving out.
Okay, thank you very much. Now they're doing this in partnership with Agro-Tourism Association of Uganda, I guess. We are going to have Comrade Ruhakana, who is actually the CEO of ATA, Agro-Tourism Association, briefly, and then we should be able to come back.
Ruhakana Joseph Tarema is my name. I work as the Chief Executive Officer for Agro-Tourism Association. Yes, we are very, very happy to be part of the organizers of this event. Agro-tourism is one of the best enterprises that many farmers can be able to benefit from. Because as many people of you could be aware, tourism is the largest foreign exchange earner for the country. And at the same time, agriculture is #1 employer for Uganda. And so what we are doing is to be able to merge the two big or the most important sectors of agriculture and tourism to create what we are calling agri-tourism. So this has many advantages. One, it will be able to support farmers to be able to earn an increment in their incomes. Because since time immemorial, many farmers earn only after selling their products, after selling their matoke, after selling their coffee, after selling their tea. But for us, we're saying, hey, you can be able to earn by people or by letting people come and visit and see what you're doing at the farm.
Wow, thank you very much. Welcome back from that very one. Now, the event also will actually be at Rwenjeru Demonstration Farm in Mbarara, here in Mbarara, and Comrade Martin Kanandra, who is the principal there, is actually also here to share with us a little bit of details about this farm. Thank you.
Rwenjeru Agro-Tourism Demonstration and Training Farm is located in Rwenjeru North, Mbarara in Mbarara City North Division, under the stewardship of Mr. Martin Kanandra, a retired head teacher and agriculturalist.
I'm a retired teacher, but I have passion in farming. I started this work some good years ago because I had passion in farming, and after retiring I had decided to upgrade this farm into an agro-tourism demonstration and training farm.
The Agriculture Training and Agro-Tourism Farm sits on over 200 acres of land and is a center of learning and agro-tourism in the region.
They look at the new methods of farming, like we make silage because we are in a dry place. During the dry season we face challenges of pastures, so now we have pastures which we grow, which we have seen, like Chloris Guyana or Nyankokore, like Guatemala or Morato, and so many other pastures which we have seen at the farm.
The farm prides in its modern agricultural practices like agricultural mechanization, irrigation and productive breed selection, elements that have helped improve the quality of output on the farm.
We are doing farming as a business, and when you are doing farming as a business, you must ensure quality. For example, now we have specific bulls for dairy, which are majorly Frisian, and we have specific bulls for beef, which are Bolan. But of course, this being a demonstration and training farm for agro-tourism, we also keep local, our Ankole long-horned cattle. This is mainly for the guests who come to visit us. So when you come to this farm, you look at majorly the three breeds, our local cows, Ankole, Bolan, specifically for beef, and Frisian for milk production. On goats, we majorly have two breeds. One is Mubende type of goat, which is normally our local goat. Then we also have a boa from South Africa that we make crosses, and they do very well. In those chopped pastures, we add molasses which work as a preservative, so that those pastures can be kept for a long time. As long as those pastures don't receive rain or moisture and air, they can be kept properly, airtight, and you can keep it for like 2 years. So when the dry season comes, we give to our animals. Our animals, of course, are grazed on free range. They move around our area, but in the evening we serve these cows as supplementary feeding on these pastures. And normally we look at the milking cows, because during the dry season milk production drops, so we majorly consider the milking cows so that we keep getting some good milk even during the dry season. What we do also is in our banana plantation, we do irrigation, and as I was telling you, during the dry season, the banana plantation keeps producing high quality of matoke and in good numbers. So this is why we apply irrigation. So these are the new methods which farmers can come and look at, the new innovations.
Trainees and tourists on the farm get the opportunity to interact with a wide range of agricultural projects like banana plantation on over 10 acres of land, more than 200 goats, more than 200 dairy, beef and Ankole long-horned cattle, over 50 sheep, pasture, poultry, caniculture and aquaculture, to mention but a few, where they get hands-on experience on farm management and production.
I'm the national chairman for Uganda Meat Producers Cooperative Union, and we encourage people to work together as a team so that we have a strong voice to look for market for our products, especially dairy products and beef products.
Rwenjeru Agro-Tourism Demonstration and Training Farm has had a huge impact on the community, imparting skill and improving household incomes of the people.
We request the government to assist us to come to our rescue, because what we are doing is very, very expensive, and we are helping the community. We are helping those people who are not employed, especially the youth, to improve on their household income.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, when you visit or when you come for the Agri-Tourism Festival on Saturday at Rwenjeru Farm, that you just watched is what you're going to be seeing, of course, with a lot more. The gentleman just told us there's a workshop farm to different technologies there. really quite a number of them, so you actually don't have to miss out on this very, very one. Now, as we near the end of this very, very talk show, where does this leave my young man, the youth, but also where does it actually leave the farmer themselves? Because, you know, something like that. Yes.
Actually, for the young people out there, number one, like I had earlier said, we are working with an association, Young Uganda Tour Operators, and the association, it is a group of different young tourism entrepreneurs, and we want to also build their skills and capacities to also be able to package for this service. But also now, when we talk about these others from not from tourism, the other young people around, maybe those who are dealing in agribusiness,
yes,
we want them as well to be on the very day, on that very festival. Why? Because we're going to, like I said, there are different skills that we're going to be offering out. You never know, you could be at that very day and you pick interest in maybe site guiding on that very farm. Because now we're talking about agro-tourism, you are a student dealing in agribusiness, so you'd want to have that particular skill. You know, it makes you a bit marketable, not only in agriculture, now you're also getting part of tourism. So that's why we're calling out for the young people as well. And also these farms that we're talking about, mostly they also need young people, you know, to take care of some of these different processes that are involved. So the young people are involved on that very particular scale.
Yeah. And the farmers?
And the farmers, now for the particular farmer, you are the owner maybe of the farm. And that very farm, like I said, we are going to develop a trail. The intention of the project is to develop that product.
So at one point
trail,
farm, huh?
At one point your farm, we want it to be also in the trail. Like I said, the people along the trail, they are the direct beneficiaries on that very trail. If we're bringing tourists out there, we want them to come on your particular farm. They get through all those activities, they pay the entrances, they pay all that, you know. It gives you that two-way source of income as a farmer. Not only will you depend now on your farm produce, but you also now be earning from tourists visiting your area. So the trail, like I said, it is to ensure that tourists can spend about maybe 10 days on that very trail. When I talk about 10 days, then that means that there's a need for various activities that they will be engaging in. That's for the farm out there. And if you're a farm out there, I believe you should be able to come for the Agro-Tourism Festival this year, as we're going to launch it off on 5th on Saturday. So at least come and we impact and develop this agro-tourism together.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And of course, there's a little bit more than that with workshops. Of course, you're going to be learning quite a number of stuff. You're going to be meeting farmers who would perhaps wish to have your products you know, some kind of networking partnerships and every other thing that will you know, come with that. But again, Rwenjeru Demonstration Farm itself is actually a well-established kind of brand in agritourism, so you get a chance to interact with Comrade Martin and whatever you're going to be getting from the farm, and you don't actually have to miss. I understand that our own Let's Farm app that is developed at Empower Youth in Technology is one of the you know, partners. What could we have, which other partners do we have finally?
The other partners we are having is Bukowera Chemical Industries, and it's a big partner in the project. We are having as well the Agro-Tourism Association.
Yes.
We are having Empower Youth in Technology. Like also you said, Let's Farm App, Rwenjeru Demonstration Farm, who is the host, and the other various partners that I may not be able to use from my mind right now.
Okay, wow, thank you very much. There are quite a number of them that you're going to be meeting at the very, very site. I guess one wants to reach out shortly. I don't know if we could have a link or website or phone numbers that they can be able to call, please.
Okay, thank you so much. If you'd like to be at the festival this very Saturday, I believe you've been seeing the adverts all around. You can contact us, Kana Safaris Limited, on Google. You just Google the company and you see all those details, or you Google Agro-Tourism Festival. You look at all that. We have provided different mechanisms in which we can reach out to you. You can contact us via our phone calls. It could be WhatsApp, it could be email, and we'll reach out to you immediately. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. And you who has been watching us, Of course, is another. Can you give a discount for our viewers? Someone who wants to subscribe and say, no, I watched the show. Can we have some discount for them?
Okay, for those who are watching the show, yes, immediately you can inbox on WhatsApp or you can leave a comment down there. We get to you immediately. We're going to give you a discount up to 40,000. 40 there. We're going to give up to 40,000.
Okay.
As long as you're watching this show,
yes,
please.
And you want to attend?
Yes, leave your comment there down. Leave your phone contacts. We're going to call you and give you that very discount. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Now, don't miss out on fresh foods from farm. In case you're watching us, just aka 40K and your Saturday is going to be sorted. This 5th of November, I will be at Rwenjeru demonstration farm. I have been that side and it's actually cool. Different types of tree species are named in Rwenyankore and English. Quite beautiful insights over there, and you don't actually have to miss. Now, do you have an event that is coming out, that is coming up? What do you have that is coming up? Let's Talk is a show that you might want to consider for such. We will be able to have such a talk show with you, and in case you want to reach out, different audiences, then this is always your opportunity. But we also do live stream for events. In case you have some events that you want to go live, you should be able to actually reach out us. The numbers are actually rolling down on your screen. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. If you have a comrade in agriculture that didn't watch, it's a chance for you. Share this link. The video here is going to remain here forever and ever, so you can share the link and these guys can be able also to watch live. ETV empowering you. Let's Talk. Sankara Berwanga till next Wednesday.
Abahinji n'abarisa mwahirwa. Kana Safaris Limited ahansi y'entebekanisa yabo owitu ninkore bakuretera kijaguzo ekyo by'obulambuzi bw'obuhingi n'oburisa Agro-Tourism Festival ekitaka abahoga omuri Rwenjeru izooba nikija kuba kiri aha Rwenjeru Demonstration Farm omuri Biharwe Mbarara ebiro 5 okwi11 omwaka ogu nyaburotaferwa okurambura okoreka ebyoyine nare byori kukora okwegesibwa n'ebindi benji okumanya biri kukiraho tera